Hello guys and girls, I'm Thomas Finn Jameson. This is my ranking of Foo Fighters' discography. Got my notes here. So I got to see them live in 2008, which was very cool. Dave Grohl has become one of my favourite musicians and he's working in Nirvana. Plus, Everlong is an epic song, just tremendous. Bob Dylan wanted to play it in his own rotation, in his own concerts. And you can see why, and Grohl was like to Dylan, you've got enough great songs, so that was interesting. This is my first music ranking, discography ranking video, looking forward to it. Particularly, Foo Fighters' best album was part of my rotation heavily in 2012 during high school, and Foo Fighters, they're known for great music videos too, so this is going to be very relaxed and that sort of thing, so let's kick off. So the 9 albums they've made so far, Foo Fighters, apparently they're working on a 10th. So let's kick off with 9th place. So for me, number 9 is In Your Honor, which was their double album. I'm not a fan of it overall. It's by far their worst in my opinion. I think it's overlong. They try and make it sort of a mix of acoustic, well, one half of the album is acoustic, and one half was the heavier stuff that they're known for earlier in their career. We'll get to that. Overall, I think it misses the mark, but I appreciate the album. I know it means a lot to some people, just not me. The last track, Razor, the acoustic version of that on Skin and Bones, their acoustic album, which I own, I have it in CD somewhere, but I prefer the acoustic version of Razor on Skin and Bones. So that's number 9. Number 8, we go to One by One, which has one of their best tracks, All My Life, with that unmistakable intro. Grohl says when he plays All My Life, it's like he's pointing a weapon at the audience, and they all respond, and he gets a big reaction out of that track. In my notes I have All My Life is a complete banger, so there you go. The production, the vocals are playing tremendous. Halo is an excellent song. Times Like These is one of their best tracks, possibly their best song. Everlong is tremendous as well, I mentioned that earlier. It won the Grammy for Best Rock Album. There are some gems on One by One, but I think it is watered down by wishy-washy tracks. The band even grew tired of the album as a whole, and I can see why. That's why it's 8th. Number 7, we have Foo Fighters, the debut, which was a demo that Grohl recorded mostly on his own. It's raw, grungy, and a very cool first album for Foo Fighters, shredding guitars, heavy drums, and it's 1995 it was made, and it really sounds like it, but in a cool way. And oh my word, the opener, This Is a Call, is tremendous. I love that song. It hits the ground running for Grohl post Nirvana. There was a sticky situation with Kurt's death, suicide, but he really hit the ground running with Foo Fighters. Number 6, their most recent album, 9th, 6th place, Concrete and Gold, which was produced by a very popular producer, Greg. I'm forgetting his second name, but I will put it in the description. He was part of the Bird and the Bee, so Greg from the Bird and the Bee. So cool things about this album, Concrete and Gold. It is a cool album. Timberlake has a small part on Make It Right. He's singing the La La La's on the second half of the track. Very nice. McCartney drummed on one of the tunes, and it had a very Wings vibe. It makes sense. And speaking of Grohl and Timberlake, they're two kind of different guys, but they have some similarities too, I think. Very cool dudes, it seems like, from interviews and what have you, and the music they make. Concrete and Gold, rock album, 100%, very refined Foo Fighters sound. And also on YouTube, you guys and girls can check it out. The making of, they have an animated story for Concrete and Gold that Dave Grohl recorded. Very cool, and the riffs on the album would go from heavy to huge, and very cool stuff. Number 5, so we're at 5th place. Number 5, Sonic Highways, which was featured in Candlelit Card Playing with Music. I have this series with my mum, sometimes dad, and we play cards and listen to music albums most of the time. And I chose Sonic Highways because on the radio I heard an Irish guy request a song by Foo Fighters, and I just thought that was kind of amusing, so I chose it for that reason. Also, it's a really cool album, I think. Sort of condensed, but the songs were recorded in different states. Something from Nothing, I mean, is just awesome. It's one of their best tracks. So it's kind of a concept album, Sonic Highways. Looks like it was a lot of fun to make. There's making ofs for each song on YouTube. You guys and girls can check it out. Very good stuff. There's a very funny David Grohl quote where David Grohl, his mother calls him David Grohl, I'm sure, where he says, "The bass is like the gluten in the bread. Bread is the song, and the studio is the oven, and we're cooking it up." He was impersonating a Texan person. And he says, "No gluten, no gluten." So remember that, folks, when making your own music, or, in general. No gluten, no gluten. I jest. So, I'm a River is also very cool, sort of saying that we're all connected, and is an interesting closer to the album. So there you go. Number 4, Wasting Light. Some people, I'm sure, would put this a lot higher, but I think it's a very cool album. It's top tier at this point. Foo Fighters, one of their coolest and one of their most successful, 100%. Won the Grammy for rock album. Very cohesive. Love the cover as well. Very nice album cover, not just for Foo Fighters, but in general. Just the lighting of the cover and everything, I think, is very cool. White Limo, the video featured Lemmy, apparently, from Motorhead. I haven't seen it, but I look forward to seeing that. These Days, Dear Rosemary has a personal meaning for me, which I won't go into, but I really like Dear Rosemary. I personally connect with that song. So that is their 4th best album to me, Wasting Light. Okay, so we go to number 3, perhaps the most maudlin album, Echo, Silence, Patience and Grace. Very graceful, no pun intended. Apparently a lot of the songs are inspired by Grohl's daughter, which is maybe what has that sound. It got the Grammy for rock album, best rock album again. Home, Grohl said, is the best Foo Fighters song at that time. It's certainly one of them, I think. Come Alive is tremendous, and the whole album, it's quite maudlin but soulful, and I really dig it. Number 2, so the second greatest Foo Fighters album, in my opinion, There Is Nothing Left to Lose. Tremendous album, cool cover again. That was Hawkins' debut for the band. It was their Foo Fighters' first Grammy win for Best Rock Album. Generator is one of my favourite Foo Fighters songs. I think it's tremendous. Breakout, MIA, Ain't It the Life, Aurora, just track after track, very cohesive, very consistent, and it's relaxed, which is really cool, and sonically it flows tremendously well. So that is the 9 through 2 on my ranking of Foo Fighters albums. So the Foo Fighters' greatest album, in my opinion, is The Colour and the Shape, which was their debut as a band. Grohl did most of the Foo Fighters album on their own. It's a second album chronologically. Everlong, awesome song, amazing. My Hero, which is awesome, sort of about greatness and Kurt Cobain, and just, it's a very powerful song. Grohl performed it with his daughter, with obviously Foo Fighters too, at one point. Very cool. Grammy nominated. Enough Space, I've put on several CD compilations that I've made over the years. There's a blend of heavy and soft, which is maintained throughout. It goes without saying, I think Colour and the Shape is their magnum opus. And I think Kurt Cobain would have been very proud of the album, Dave, and the band as a whole. The acoustic version of My Hero, if you guys haven't heard, on Skin and Bones or on Howard Stern's show on YouTube, definitely check it out, really cool. And so that's Colour and the Shape. So, and I like Doll, just one more thing I really like. I think Doll is the opener, really cool, short but sweet. So, that's my ranking of Foo Fighters' discography. Enjoyed making this video, it was good fun. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, feel free to share it. In the bio I'll put Greg's surname from The Bird and the Bee, the producer. He's doing well. you know, you can check out my music, you can check out more videos and everything else that I'm getting up to, my social media and what have you, Instagram, Twitter and all that sort of thing. I'll put that all in the description. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll say take it easy and rock on.